Hi there, my name's Charles Paparella from WBOC News, and we're in historic Studio D at WBOC. You are watching Delmarva Life.
I love it when Charlie comes to visit us in
I
historic
like
Studio D.
passing Charlie in the hallway.
We're going to hear more from him coming up in just a few moments. Well, you know, times are tough. It seems like more families are struggling to make ends meet. That's just one reason why you might start hearing the phrase multi-generational household a bit more often.
Multi-generational household is when at least 3 generations, for whatever reason, live under the same roof. And as you can imagine, living with your mother-in-law or your parent, it can be a challenge at times. So today we're going to learn more on how we can make it work. So joining us to help us understand is Christopher Stetzer, who is the owner of Senior Helpers. Christopher, thanks for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having me.
More and more families are going with the multi-generational thing.
Yes.
That's quite the mouthful there.
And it's also a challenge.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why is it? Why are we seeing it more often?
Well, I think it really started picking up in 2008. Economy took a little bit of a downturn, and families started to pool resources, so they're coming back into the homes. Could have been through just the loss of a job, maybe even a divorce, but also our aging parents, since they're living a lot longer, are running out of resources as well. So we're tending to bring them into the adult child's home in order to be able to safely monitor and care for them while we're caring for the rest of our family.
Right, and it's really more people than you might think are getting it. I mean, even I had a multi-generational home. It's rather
I did too
eye-opening.
when I was a kid, but 1 in 6 people right now are living in a multi-generational home.
Wow.
It counts for about 51 million Americans, and it's about 7 million households.
Well, we've already talked about how tough this can be. Is there anything we can do to help it along, to make it a little smoother?
Plan ahead if you can. Sometimes we have situations that are just thrust upon us, but if we do have the opportunity to plan, that's going to be our best bet. And looking at the technology and making our homes safe, we could be looking at chair lifts, we could be looking at stair lifts, widening doorways for easy access, putting in railings in hallways, putting a ramp in the front of the house or through the garage to safely move people in and out.
I guess technology is a consideration too, isn't it?
It is. It could be a large cost, it could be a small cost, depending on your ability to be able to do that as well.
And you want to make sure everybody's interacting, right?
Sure, even family meetings, setting up a family night. You know, we used to do play dates or play nights with our children just to have that interaction, but to bring everybody in the household into that, or even just to discuss issues that might be creeping up that might be affecting everybody's relationship.
So sometimes there can be issues. What's the best? Do we just go with the flow? Just go with what's going on?
Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you don't set up that expectation that everything's going to be wonderful. So there's times that you're going to have to deal with situations, and you want to just be able to accept it and move on.
All right, so we're talking about multi-generational homes. There's also something called the sandwich generation. What is that?
Right. Well, the sandwich generation is our newest thing that's happening now. It's a adult child who's bringing their aging relative into the household, but they also have their own kids to care for as well. So you're caring for your kids, you're caring for your aging parent, which puts a lot of demands on your relationships with other folks in the household. Could be your spouse. It demands of the care for the children and the adult parent.
Right.
It impacts your relationships, your work career demands, and health and financial concerns crop up as well.
All right, so let's say I'm a working mom. I have all of this on my plate.
Yes.
You've got the parents, you've got the kids. How do you balance it all? How do I have some sort of life of my own?
Well, one thing, you have to schedule that time in. You need to be able to look at, maybe even if you just set up a calendar, schedule that time in so you have some free time, but join a support group. So there's many support groups out there. There's people that are already living this situation now. We'll have a lot of helpful tips and things that they can help you with to be able to manage what's going on. Maybe get some help from the outside. You'll need some respite care. Having someone come in to help during that period of time can help re-energize yourself to, even if it's 5 minutes, just to walk outside, get a breath of fresh air and come back in.
This is a lot to do. You could get burned out pretty easy, couldn't you?
Yes, you can, especially when you feel that you're the only one that's doing it. And it does take quite a bit of a toll on what your general routine used to be. So now you have to deal with all these new issues that are coming in. Fatigue, frustration, feelings of guilt, grief. And a lot of times we just feel an overwhelming guilt because of all the things that we're not able to do, and then a guilt of feeling that way too.
Right.
Feeling guilty about feeling guilty.
And then, of course, there is something that happens inevitably where the person you're caring for might resist our care.
True. Our aging parents, they want to still feel that they're independent. They also don't want to feel like they're a burden.
Right.
So they may be resistant on some of the things that you think is in their best interest. So it's good to sit down and work these things out so that everybody has a good idea of where everybody is coming from, and let's see what we can do that makes it the best for everybody.
A lot to think about, and you never know when you're going to end up in that situation.
Yes.
Chris, thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you.
Good to have you in.
Sure.
Now, if you'd like more information from senior helpers on how to care for your loved ones, all you have to do is go to delmarvalife.com, click on the show tab.
Still to come on Delmarva Life, how about a middle of the week pick-me-up?
Sounds nice,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
we've got just the fix. How about $250? We'll tell you how you can win.
And on top of that, how about a trip to Punta Cana? We're going to tell you how a bite into a juicy burger can have you on your way. Plus, we're going to learn just how creative you can get with your burgers and have you dressing up your patties like no one else.
But next, WBOC's Charles Paparella is known for traveling all over Delmarva. He decided to park the car and take the bus. What he found out about the people who ride the bus may surprise you.
But first, does the hustle and bustle of life have you stressed? Dr. Oz has a few tips to help you mellow out.
Do you suffer regularly from stress? Stress not only wears you down emotionally, but can trigger inflammation that can cause a heart attack, cancer, and stroke. Here are my anti-stress tips. Cut back on caffeine, which raises blood pressure and increases stress hormones. High doses of vitamin C can reduce stress. Try aromatherapy. A few drops of lavender oil creates a calming effect. Lastly, focus on the big picture to maintain a healthy perspective.